You know what that music means. Once again, you have reached PayDirt. I am your host, Brandon Harry, aka PayDirt, with your host here, Pay Saunders. Pay, how is it going today?
Man, I'm loving life. Loving life. Football's back. I can't complain about anything, PayDirt. Can't complain. Do you know how boring, not just how whack it is to be a degenerate during the summer? You know how weak it is. Very rough. It's rough. I'm betting on Little League Baseball World Series. No, I don't want to. I don't want to look. I don't like the person who looks back at me in the mirror when I'm betting on Korean baseball, 3 a.m. or betting on Summer League NBA. I don't like that person. I do like the person that, one, bets football, two, watches PayDirt.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you something. I went down a rabbit hole this summer of I don't know if you've noticed, but Scooble has been on pretty much a tear most of the year, and so has Mr. Skeens here in Pittsburgh. So I have just been riding their coattails. Did you know that you could bet zeros on innings?
Yes.
For no runs scored in an inning? That can get dangerous, just FYI. That can get dangerous. Mary Edwards wants to know who's doing push-ups. I know it ain't me. Me, Mary.
Bad. Push-ups. I've done my push-ups already. I'm not doing any more push-ups on this show.
Yeah, I think Tim tried to give you a false fine for being late. That's what happened there. I asked what the DraftKings odds were for you to be late today. It was
See what happens. You have a pre-production meeting and your post-production meeting. When they bump heads, things get icky.
Yeah, he comes straight from the NFC North route table, right? And then comes straight here. So, yeah, it's that time of year. There's a lot to talk about because football is back. Man, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Yes. I love it.
And, before we get into what we're going to talk about here and what everybody came to listen to with PayDirt, I know you're a North Carolina basketball fan, but did you have some fun with Bill getting lit up the other night? Last night?
It's a sad state of affairs when you've got a guy getting his head kicked in by a team full of kids the same school age as his fiance. It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I think last year there were a couple quarterbacks who were older than her.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. As you will when you date someone that's 23 years old, you will have a bunch of quarterbacks that are older than her. But yeah, I don't think there's been a lot of overrated stuff coming right to the front of the screen now. It's going to be tough, but to get your head blown off in that fashion by the Horned Frogs. Yeah. Deion beat that team last year. If Deion could do it his first year in Colorado, you can't do it in your first year at North Carolina. Issues.
For sure. There's a lot of issues in North Carolina on the football squad right now. I don't know after last year what people thought was going to happen. There's a reason why TCU was favored in this game. And you had to think that a lot of the uneducated money went on North Carolina. So just the fact that TCU was still favored in that game. Yeah, that was I saw the writing on the wall there.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. Well, let's get into what you got on the screen. This week's games. Yes. That sounds good to say.
It does.
I'm going to let you, is there anything you want to talk about James Madison and Louisville for?
No. I've got a couple of them, man. There's some there's some spreads out there that were very interesting, as you would like to see. First one that caught my attention is the not Texas, not that one. Ooh, first one that caught my eye was the spread of probably the biggest, sort of the biggest game this year, or this week rather. You got Illinois and Duke. Speaking of North Carolina football teams, so let's go on down to there. Illinois and Duke. This is going to be a very good game. You know, Illinois, they came into the their preseason poll was 13, I believe they were ranked, and Duke they've built themselves into a nice football program. So that game is going to be very highly contested. Did I pass it?
Had a pretty soft warm-up game last week where they did look good, though. They did look good. They did what they were supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Last looking, Illinois were favored by 2.5. That line is constantly moving, so you want to get on that game very, very soon. Are you interested in this game whatsoever?
This game did not. It didn't make my list. It did intrigue me, though. It's one that I do want to watch, to be honest with you. As you know, Big Ten affiliate for sure. So it definitely has my eye because of that. And also, I'm interested to see what Duke does. You know, they've continued to lose quarterbacks and coaches, and somehow they're still stacking up a fairly decent team. I just don't know, man. It should be on mine. It's right after Iowa State. Iowa. I don't know where it went on yours. Yeah, but I got it
on the board.
I got Illinois favored by 3 at Duke. Over unders 49.5.
Yeah, I also have Illinois to win this game, but I do want to say this: if this line for some reason gets any closer to 3, you said it's at 3 right now.
It's at 3, -3.
At 3, I will wait. I like that line to move a little closer away from 3.
You want the hook? You want the 2.5?
Yeah, I do like the 2.5 because I think this game is going to be a really good one. One of the better games this weekend. So that's just for me. I do like Illinois in the game, but 3 is just a little bit hairy for me. I would prefer it a lot closer.
It's funny that you say that because for that reason, I actually like that Iowa State game right there.
That's the segue.
I like Iowa State, but because of that -3, I went money line on Iowa State to build my parlay up because I just don't know, man. I think Iowa's going to keep it close. It's a rivalry game, and Iowa tends to play good defense and not score a lot of points. So I think they're going to try and take the air out of the ball. I think Iowa State still holds on to win, but it could be close. So I'm going to take Iowa State money line.
And for that same reason, I'm not looking at the spread on this game. I'm looking at the total. I'm hitting the under, just for that, because it is a rivalry game. They do tend to take the air out of the ball. They do tend to make this a very classic, muddy, classic Big Ten game. 41.5. You're looking for 42 points, 7 touchdowns combined. I like those odds.
I mean, we were betting a lot of Iowa under 31s last year.
Yeah. And now you got 2 Iowas for the price of 1. I like the odds here for that one.
I dig it. My next game, you know, I didn't think they looked good in their first game. Because of that, and because, you know, when you're in this whole NIL deal and there's some money going around, right? These teams that we're starting to see now in year 2, 3 of this, building these seem to be these big pocket teams are getting solidified a little more on the regular. There's a lot of money at SMU giving it out in bags before they were supposed to be.
Pony Express.
So they brought in a lot of guys on defensive line, specifically on defense. They got some speed at SMU. That seems to be the past couple of years what they're trying to really recruit on offense and in defensive backfield. So I think that's trying to be what they want as their signature kind of their team. You know, Baylor got drugged by Auburn. I didn't really know what to expect from Auburn. I think SMU is going to win this one, and here we are talking about the hook again. SMU -2.5. If it was at the 3.5, I'd be a little bit worried about it. But I like this -2.5.
For me, I got nothing on this game. Everything you said, I'm thinking the exact same way. But so I would actually push away from the table on this one. But you did mention one thing I do want to talk about, and that is just quickly before we get onto it, Texas. Texas looked like a huge, colossal failure. They might have been the biggest fraud exposed in week 1, but they do have them as a big favorite this week in week 2 against San Jose State, 36.5. Based on how they looked against a very good Ohio State defense, don't want to poo-poo that as well. The defense ain't the reason why Texas looked that bad on offense. It ain't that. Archie, your boy Arch, he looked god awful. He looked closer. He looked like he got a lot more Eli genes in him than he has Peyton. I will forever be pissed at that throw he threw at the legs of that guy running a drag on what was it, 3rd down in the red zone, and in winning time in the 4th quarter. Like, oh my God, like, nah, unbelievable. No, this can't be the Heisman front runner. So 36.5 for Texas. If you're thinking about that, proceed with caution. I think Texas has a little bit more to prove before they can have your faith for type of spreads that way.
I expect the kid to bounce back. I don't know if he'll bounce all the way back to covering 37 points a week later. You know what I mean? He was definitely seeing ghosts, but first week in the shoe against the defending champs, new defensive coordinator, not a lot of film on what he was going to do there. I'm going to give him a little bit more leniency than you gave him, although I was it was disappointing to watch that game. I expected some more fireworks. Jeremiah Smith, you got Heisman Trophy candidates on both sides, right? Mm-hmm. There were 3 guys in the top 8 Heisman Trophy odds in that game, and the score was 14-7. Mm-hmm. Not what I wanted to see. So
no,
but I get what you're saying, and this is one I push away from the table for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a one I want to talk out with you a little bit.
What's it?
It's a Florida game here, man. I mean, South Florida looked pretty good. I don't know. Florida, is their quarterback back yet?
Well, let's talk about it. So the spread right now, USF is traveling to Gainesville. 17.5 point spread. Over under 56.5. I don't have any thoughts on the spread. I was looking at that total all day today. It's at 56.5 right now. I had it earlier at 54.5. I actually like this. I think this is my favorite one I've seen in all of the college games so far this week. Florida has a big game next week, B. I don't know if you know this. They play LSU.
Yeah.
Who might be. Some people are saying best team in the conference. Don't tell Georgia that though. They got a big game next week. This could be a trap game for Florida. And also, they might be wanting to keep things a little simple.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to show LSU too much coming into that big game.
Lagway's coming back from injury, and I don't know, man.
So with those being said, the over under 57 points. I really like the under on this one. I really like the under for those two reasons. Could have a potential to this game to be closer than expected, and they might be playing with a shorter Waffle House menu or playbook than usual.
Got that late night menu.
Yeah.
I actually was wondering about similar reasons looking at South Florida plus 17.5. I like that 17.5. And they look good. They had some big splash plays. I think they have the speed to keep up with Florida. It's the big uglies I worry about with USF.
Yeah. So you like the game to be closer?
I do. I don't know if I like enough of it to put it on R6. To be determined. How about that? To be determined.
Yeah. We'll throw it on there. Just as we get down to it, we'll figure it out. What else you got?
That is it for me in college, my man.
Really? Okay.
You know how I am early in the year. I don't have a big plate, man. I want to make sure I can finish my meal, and digest everything and see what's going on around me. See the reactions of people around me, and see the other plates that are being gotten out there. And I want to see a little bit more. So where I'm at right now, some of these teams have already played. That's the reason why I'm getting visuals on them and thoughts on them. That I like what I've seen. I watch teams, you know what I mean? So that's the reason why I went with who I went with.
All right.
So and I stayed away from Michigan. One. I did watch Michigan, obviously, but I stayed away from it.
Good call. So this will be the last one. We can flip it over to pro football. Vanderbilt and Vatek over in the ACC. I think this is probably what I said the last game was probably my favorite. I think this one's more so of I don't want to use the L word. Not yet. I think this is a safe. I think this one's a lot safer. The over-under in Vanderbilt at Vatek is 47.5. Both teams are not aerial offenses. They're both heavy rushing offenses. I think the clock is going to be running a lot in this game, and I don't think there's going to be a confluence. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points being scored. Basically, 25 per. Nah, I think this is tailor made to be a 17-10, 17-13 type of smash mouth. Bring the back to your granny and grandpa type of football.
Man, you were going to make me get the hoodie out for next week. Life's too short to bet the under, folks. But
you're right. You're right.
In the first couple of weeks, unders hit a lot.
They do. So we'll just put it over there for safekeeping, just for now. All right. That's it for me in college. You know what we got to do now, B?
We got to take a break. We got to hear from our sponsors before we get into NFL talk. We're glad we're back. We're glad you're rocking with us. If you haven't yet, please take this moment to hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend where you get your information about football gambling. That's at PayDirt, and we'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to PayDirt. You've gotten all of our college takes. Now we are going to get into some NFL. Thank you. It's so good to be back. It's my favorite time of year.
I feel like I'm wearing those ruby red slippers from Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home. And NFL football, talking parlays, 24 hours before kickoff on Thursday Night Football that's home. That's the closest you can get me to home. Only way I can feel more at home if I'm on Maxwell Street in Chicago. I got a Maxwell Street Polish in one hand, and I got a shot of Malort in the other. That's the only way I can feel more at home.
Woo. Man,
you ever had Malort?
Yeah, it's scary. Yes, I've had it. It's scary stuff.
You are not a man until you've done until you pounded a shot of Malort.
Yeah, Malort. So out west, and we have some guys that do it here now in Pittsburgh. But Fernet Blanco, saying like, there's a lot going on around those shots. I'm just saying, proceed with caution. If you're not a professional, you need to proceed with caution.
And how? All right, let's open up, man. Thursday Night Football. We've got those defending champs hosting the Fighting Jerry Jones. Well, a lot less fight than you're used to seeing them this year after the Micah Parsons trade. So the Eagles open up as a 7.5-point fave. Total is 47.5.
So this line was 8.5 about an hour ago. And I think some big money's coming in on Dallas.
The oil money?
Early in the game, early in the year, tends to be a little odd, weird things happen. Weird upsets and whatnot. I'm not going to say the Dallas Cowboys are going to upset the Eagles, but I think they come out fighting and keep it close. I think they have some firepower to score some points here. So I'm going to take the Eagles to win the game like a 28-24. I think the Cowboys cover. I actually have this on my list to bet. Luckily, I already got mine in, and mine's at 8.5, but I would bet it's still 7.5.
Oh, we just had a flip. Did you see that?
Live flip back to 8.5.
Oh yeah, they're listening. They're listening to me. They're listening. All right. So we've already done our fantasy drafts. I don't know if you're done drafting for this season.
I am done. The last one I do is ours.
Okay, so I've done 5, and I've had most of my draft positions were kind of consistent, middle to late. So I found myself with a lot of shares of CeeDee Lamb, and one league I tried to get Dakota as my quarterback in our league because everybody's Cowboy agnostic in that league, except for the guy who actually drafted Dakota. He beat me to him. The reason for it is because I think their defense is going to be a lot weaker without that all-pro pass rush of Micah Parsons. So which means they're going to need to score some points to stay in games, which means I like my chances in fantasy, and I do like them beating this spread. 8.5, juicy. I'm putting that in right now. I'm with you, B. Dallas plus 8.5.
I think they score some points.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2 of my leagues, I have one of them I have Dak and CD, and one of them I have Dak and Pickens.
Oof.
So
you could have left Pickens.
I don't know, man. I think he'll get 1,000 yards this year. I think they have 2 guys over 1,000. But luck. I also didn't get him in the first couple of rounds. Don't get me wrong.
Good. Always get value. Proposition. Value. All right. We got a Brazil game. This will be the last time you see the NFL playing on Friday, B, because the man is sick of the NFL bullying in on kids. As we've talked about this before, there's a law that, as with the NFL and all their antitrust agreements they have with the man, you're not supposed to play football on Friday. Fridays are for the kids, but here's the NFL being greedy, playing Friday night games, right? This will be the last one you see. So enjoy this game while it's here. Kansas City at the Chargers. You got anything on this one?
I will be sitting right here with it on right above me. There's a 55-inch screen TV way too close to me. Way too close. I'm gonna have to do one of these when we're on Friday for the homies, so I can see it. Yeah. I mean, other than that, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to drink during the homies now. So you might see Brown Bag B. But I'm not touching this, man. You're in Brazil. The travel, everything's so weird about the whole thing. I hate betting these games. The only time I've ever bet them was, I started betting Jacksonville, thinking Jacksonville goes every year to London. They've got to start getting this down. They got to start covering. And what do? They take my money. So I'm not going to mess with these games when they're overseas. I think it's too wild card for me. I'm pushing away from the table.
Okay. I would like to push away from the table, but like I said, I've been spending my summer betting on the stupidest things I can find. So I did a little digging into this one, and the Los Angeles Chargers, they have lost one of their best offensive linemen, Rashawn Slater, the tackle Rashawn Slater. I'm sorry. So if I told you that Mr. Herbert is more vulnerable to get smacked around a little bit, as we saw Pat Mahomes did the last time he played a football game, an actual football game, what would you say to that?
That would be bad. It would be bad for him.
So, yeah, very much so. So the numbers, just if anybody was interested, the numbers into those sack props for the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not great. If you were inclined to be a degenerate gambler, you might want to take a peruse through those. But I do think there's going to be an opportunity for them to get to Mr. Herbert early and often in that game. So while the defensive props aren't that great, the total on the game might be affected by that as well. So the total is 46.5. I got it coming very close to that. I've got the total coming in around 42. Very close, but I do like the under more than I like anything else out of this game.
I can ride with you a little bit here on the under just because of the things I said. Like, I feel like it affects the offense more when you're playing in a place that you haven't been before, things like that. But I'm avoiding. I'm done. I have a bad taste in my mouth about these overseas games or these out of country games. I'm out.
Got you. And if you're avoiding it, that means you don't even waste any time putting it on the slip. Let's roll. Let's go back to the homepage. What's another game you got looking at? Your Bengals. Your Bengals. The Bengals are great in week 1, B.
They are 1-11 in the first 2 weeks of the Zach Taylor era over the past 6 years.
Fade.
I'm betting them to right the ship.
Wow.
Give me the Bengals minus 5.5. Give me the over 47.5. And click on this game for some anytime TD scores.
Wow. We're getting deep in the weeds here with this one. Okay. So anytime TD score. Sorry, that's fine.
Let me clear my throat. Yeah, we need to put that on. We need to play that anytime that happens. All right, anytime TD scores, we're not gonna go to the top of this list. You keep going down. We're gonna get some.
Whoa.
We're gonna get some money in here. Harold Fannin Jr. at plus 450. I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Noah Olson, who was on the Cincinnati Bengals crossover yesterday. So you can check that out on YouTube. You can check that out on anywhere you get your podcast. I like Harold Fannin Jr. to get a touchdown. I also like us to exploit a little bit of their slot corner situation, and I'm going to take Mike Gesicki at plus 310 as well. Now, I don't know if those might be a little juicy for the parlay, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
All right. Well, I do not believe in them that much. So I do want to ask you this question before we move off. Is this your survivor pick for the week?
Oh yeah, I got to do that, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
No. That ain't my survivor pick, no.
Yeah, because last year, I'm not doing it with the Bengals again. Even though they're playing a much weaker team, I think they should be a lock to win. I am not doing it with them. But I will tell you who is my survivor pick of the week. We have those Denver Broncos hosting the Tennessee Titans. The line is 8.5. Home fave. I think this is my lock. If you play Survivor, very fun game to play. I think majority of picks are going to be on this game right here. I don't think the Broncos are world beaters. I don't think they're a team that you necessarily need to like save for tough situations. You want to keep those teams, hold them off. That's a good survival strategy. Broncos are about middle of the pack for me. I have no compunction of hitting this easy one right out the gate. You want to advance to week 2. You're going to lose a lot of games. You're going to lose a lot of players in week 1. Make sure they're not you. Broncos, pick them up. And definitely for this, they are covering the 8.5. Rookie quarterback, get them out of here. Easy money. Denver Broncos defense is not going to play down to a rookie quarterback. I like that one. Very easy pick. I like easy picks to start the season. You disagree, B?
No, I like that one, but I'm probably thinking my strategy for the this knockout the knockout pick. What do you call it? Survival pick. I think my my strategy is going to be to take whoever the New Orleans Saints are playing. So therefore, I'm going to pick the Arizona Cardinals.
Nice. That is a good strategy. I might want to ride.
Hey now, hold on.
I might want to also jack that strategy. Oh, that's a little hairy too.
Hey now.
All right. Let me find those Saints first. Where are you at? Where are you hiding? Here we go.
There you are.
So the Saints are a 6.5 point home dog. So I like that as well. Not as much. They are. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I mean, I do expect some nice progression from Arizona this year. So you want to put this on a parlay?
I mean, I wouldn't take them minus 6.5.
Okay. We just take them for the money line. We'll come back to it. All right. Speaking of trash teams, we got the Dolphins at the Colts. Man. I didn't say which team was trash because I think they both are. You see that spread? 1.5. They both are garbage.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with this game, man. I don't know if the Miami Dolphins can guard anybody in the secondary. I also don't know if the Indianapolis Colts can complete a forward pass. So, did you see some of the misfires Danny Dimes had in the preseason? Overthrown guys by 8 yards, 9 yards, thrown it at someone's feet in a wide open touchdown. Like, I don't know, man. I can't get down with this.
I did not see any of that because I already know what type of quarterback he is. He ain't one.
Yeah, I can't deal with that game. That's the kind of game, if I did bet it, it would be because someone gave me a stat that made total sense to me and it made me take it, and I would never check in on the game, watch a single down. Just let it go.
What about this other, speaking of, again, trash teams, you got a divisional matchup. Giants are traveling to D.C. to play the Commandos. They're 6-point dogs. Russell Wilson, he's starting.
No, I like the Giants' defense now, though.
Yeah,
It's a rough one.
that's a tough one. I think the spread is a little too high for me to just go ahead and be all in with the Commandos right now, just for that same reason. I think the Giants' defense is overlooked just because of how bad the quarterback situation has been with the Giants for so long. I'm going to give them some respect. I will stay away. If I'm gonna pick this game, I'm just picking them straight up to win. I don't believe in the Giants to win. I do like Malik Neighbors to get all the targets and all the fantasy points for your boy, but I like the Commanders to win. Maybe not in more than a touchdown. I'm gonna stay away from that one. Just straight up win.
I see what you're doing here. Put a bunch of cupcakes on there after I went with a couple of haymakers.
Yeah, you know my style. But let's talk about big ones. Next, we're gonna do big swings. There is a big fight coming up next week. I cannot wait for that. I am a big Canelo fan, but we'll talk about that when the time comes. Let's talk about big games, big swings, big games. NFC North is where those happen. Big games, big swings. The reigning division champ, Detroit Lions, 2.5 point dog going into Lambeau. That I say this again, the reigning division champ, a 2.5 point dog going into Lambeau. B.
I talked myself out of the Lions on here.
You did. That's your NFC team, B.
I know, but I talked myself out of it because I think it may take a few games of play calling and whatnot to make up, to really get the juices flowing for a new offensive coordinator. So I was leery. What are your thoughts?
You know what?
Your division,
I do. I know both of these teams very intimately. And I'm going to take my homer hat off. The Packers do present a unique challenge to all the teams in the division. For the same reason, the Lions, they do have a lot of turnover in the coaching ranks. That cannot be overlooked. They do return all the same skilled players. They are the same guys. You expect them to be the same dynamic team that you've known and loved under the Man Campbell regime. However, when you got new voices, new cooks in the kitchen, there is to use a cooking analogy, something that you can agree with. When you got new cooks in the kitchen, you cannot not expect some ingredients, some processes to have changed as well, right? Mm-hmm. So, for that point, I think Detroit being a dog is fair. Whether they're a field goal-ish dog, to be determined. I mean, the last time we saw these two teams play, the Packers were very, very limp. And it wasn't because of the coaching. It was because of the players took the soul from that team. I have this game as more of a pick'em. This is a toss-up game. I think it's, if anything, the Packers should be a 1.5 point fave, just because they're at home. To where it is right now, I'm more so leaning towards the Lions covering that.
So you're thinking 28-27 kind of game, 31-30 kind of game?
Very close, something like that.
I thought, speaking of fantasy football, I thought Josh Jacobs was one of the safest running back picks out there. He seems to be very durable. You know he's going to get his carries. The Packers are going to run the ball and at least have a good mix on offense. So I did pick him up in a couple of leagues. I like him.
Yeah, I think it's a time bomb with him. He's just got so much carries, and while he was still in Vegas, it's about time. I don't want to be the one holding that grenade.
I mean, you can't say, if you're not going to say that about Derrick Henry, you can't say it about Josh Jacobs.
Well, see, the exception is not the rule. Yeah, I've been saying that about Derrick Henry for years. Like, I don't want to be the one holding that grenade. But damn, he had almost 2,000 yards last year. I'm like, shit, maybe he'll never fall off.
Father Time's undefeated.
Yeah, and for that reason, listen, for that game, I'm still I like it to be a lot closer than what that spread suggests. So you are on your own with that one. I do like, if we were to pick this game straight up, where are you going?
If you force me to pick the game, I'm picking the Lions.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go there with you. I think I will also pick the Lions to win, straight up. All right, we got a little more time for a few more games there, B. What else are you diving into?
Man, I gotta be honest with you.
We're gonna stay with the haymakers.
We gotta talk about the game of the week.
Got to.
Bills are hosting the Ravens and are 1.5 point dogs with over under of 50.5. They don't expect these boys to be rusty at all.
Last time you saw these two teams square off, you saw Mark Andrews. Oh my God, Mark Andrews he's got to be pumped up for this game. He's a veteran. He's been there, done that, and I know that he had to eat crow all off season. He had to. I just know he's locked in. I just know that offense is locked in on this game right now. Not to say that the Bills are just babes in the woods. This is going to be a great game. I cannot wait till Sunday Night Football kicks off. Just can't wait. I've got enough shares of Lamar Jackson on fantasy. I got Mark Andrews on one team. I actually got Josh Allen on another team. So I can't wait. You know what I mean? I'm being thoroughly entertained. And for the betting side, this is too close to call. I think regular season Ravens, I have no doubt in my mind that they can handle the Bills. On a big spot, Sunday Night Football, I do expect the Bills to play a lot tougher than what they did the last time these two teams saw in the regular season. I'm more concerned about that total, 50.5. I like it a little less than that. You say
the under?
I do like the under. Just because that seems just way too high. I think it's fool's gold to expect that type of scoring in week one. If I was to do anything, I would bet the under. In fact, for me, I'm just going to push away from the table altogether and just enjoy this game as a regular fan. I don't want to have to sweat anything out on the money side.
Not something I want to put into a parlay. I will say this here, and I don't know that I want to put the other anytime TDs that I put down on parlays either, and we'll talk about that here momentarily. But the NFL is often accused of being scripted or things happen that are too good to be true.
Accused.
Mark Andrews got to score a touchdown in this game, right? He's got to catch a touchdown. He's plus 185. I'm taking Mark Andrews plus 185 to score a TD, anytime TD.
That's what I'm talking about, B. That's what I'm talking about. Lean in. Let's get Marky Mark out here. Now, so for me, I'm going to be locked in on this game. I'm definitely going to be live betting it. But a pre parlay, I don't know about that. I don't think I can do that.
Ooh, Shakira to get the first touchdown. Is that what you put down there?
No, that was a typo.
That's a lot of juice.
That's an incredible amount of juice. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
All right, so Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
Minnesota Vikings And my man JJ McCarthy. JJ bobblehead. Right. I got the JJ bobblehead right there. I got the JJ signed card up here. I got the big JJ autographed jersey in storage because I ain't got room for the wall yet. I got to make room on the wall. But that said, I'm looking right over my computer screen at a Colston Loveland signed jersey. So I'm gonna have a heart in two camps here. I really think the story here, the Minnesota Vikings have a very talented team. Addison being suspended does, I think, hurt them. And I think JJ McCarthy looked like he had a really good, it looked like him and Addison were in sync most of the preseason and the practices that I saw. But I expect a bounce back year as well. In Chicago, I think Chicago is going to. You guys lost a lot of close games last year. If you can find a way to win a couple of those close games, Caleb Williams takes that next step in progression, doesn't have a sophomore slump. I think this is going to be a really good game. I like that they have it as close as they do at a 1.5 point favorite for the Vikings. Over under 43.5. You know, I think that's probably pretty close. I see it's a 24-20 game, kind of 24-21 game. I want to hear it from your lips, though, man. Who you think's winning and why?
I was sitting here waiting for you to give me an argument as to why JJ McCarthy would walk away from this game as the winning quarterback. The last game he's played, he walked away victorious, right? What I was looking for, I did not get. I do agree the Bears lost a lot of games last season due to, not because they were close, but due to poor coaching, poor decisions down the stretch that led to some terrible results. What I do believe that the Bears did reverse this offseason was get better in coaching. I think they take a step in our direction, and if no other facet of the game, they get better from that aspect. And if they had that last year, they win 4 more games, and they may not be in the playoffs. They have a plus record, a winning record. They did upgrade in a lot of key areas. The offensive line is upgraded. The defensive coordinator is a renowned defensive coordinator. The offense has got some new tricks up their sleeve. You have a seasoned Caleb, not a rookie Caleb, but a seasoned Caleb. All of these things are pointing in the Bears' favor. The Bears are at home. I get it. But on the Viking side, Brian Flores and KLC, they've all been steady. You know what you're getting out of them. You know what type of energy is going to come from defense. You know what type of energy is going to get on that offense. You have the best wide receiver, arguably, in Justin Jefferson. Mm-hmm. So it's not a toss. I don't think it's a slam dunk in either direction. I do think it's going to be a very contentious, very hard fought game. Something that is respectable for that type of spread. It is a back and forth type of thing. But what type of respect do you usually give a quarterback, a rookie quarterback, in their first game? Do you usually bet on that team to win?
No, you normally either stay away from it or you wait to see. Wait and see.
I would prefer. I will continue that trend. I'm going to take the more experienced offense. Let me not say offense. I would take the more experienced quarterback who's played with his his pass catchers a little bit more. I'm going to go with that, not just because I'm a fan, but because I think that's the way that should go. There are some thoughts that, they could catch J.J. McCarthy, babe, deer in headlights, babe in the woods, all that stuff like that. No, I don't think so. I think J.J.'s played on enough big stages in his career that he should be able to handle himself like a professional. I think he's going to have the Vikings looking pretty decent out there. Will that result in a win? I'm not betting on that. I'm taking the Bears to go out and win outright. 1.5, they should be able to cover that as the home dog.
Yeah, that's one of those things with a money line at 102 and the -1.5 at -108. There's not enough change in that for me to actually look at it and go, oh yeah, let's just take the points. If you lose by 1, if it's 28-27, you win. 24-23, right. You win. I will say this. I respect the Vikings fandom there. I think the Vikings have a very good team and are going to be one of the teams, I think, vying for this division. It's one of, if not the toughest division in football. And if you're going to get them early. I think as JJ progresses throughout the year, he's going to get better and better and better. And he doesn't have one of his main targets with Addison being suspended for the first 3 games. So you got to get him early.
I can agree with that sentiment. All right, B. Last 10 minutes of the show. Let's whittle this list down so we can cash in some money, because I don't know if 16 picks if we're going to cash anything in with that.
So we can go ahead and take these big odds ones off. So I had 2 pass catchers that I'm going to bet separately, probably a half unit on each. So we keep going down. There we go. So take Harold Fannin off, Mike Gesicki. Now, if you keep going down, you accidentally hit one here that's like plus 1,400.
I took that one off already.
Did you? Okay. I thought you had it on there still.
All right, that gets us to 13 there. 13 with 2 same games.
The Bengals, the same game, knock the same game out.
Okay.
Knock the 2 same games out. Be done with us. All right.
Down to 9. That leaves us with, we have SMU covering 2.5. We have University of South Florida covering the 17.5, under 47.5. The Vanderbilt at Va Tech. We have Dallas Cowboys. Oh, that line went down 7.5. What do we do with that?
I still like it at 7.5. I love it at 8.5. I like it at 7.5.
Broncos covering 8.5. Cardinals winning outright. You got the Commanders outright. Detroit Lions outright. What do you want to do with those money line picks?
I'll tell you what. The Lions one is probably. I think that division is a tougher division to call. I would probably nix the Lions one because of the. I'd like to see play caller, right? I would probably not give up 8.5 points this early in the season either. That's me. It's a lot of points to give up early in the season.
Yeah.
I don't know how great I feel about that. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the South Florida guys?
So the South Florida, I think that's our riskiest that we still have right here. Okay. And you know the rules. We're all about mitigating risk and cashing checks. So let's go ahead and bet that separately.
Let's nix that. Yeah. So we're down to 7. I would say that giving up 8.5 would be the other hardest one.
All right. Denver Broncos at Tennessee. You're out of here. Let's get us a 6.
All right. So we got SMU minus 2.5. We got Vandy under 47.5.
That's correct.
We have Cowboys -7 or +7.5.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Cardinals money line.
Mm-hmm.
Who else we got on the money line?
We have the Commanders on the money line and the Bears 1.5.
I don't know how I let that Bears get in there, but okay.
Yeah, you know it, man.
I'll let you sneak one in there.
you feel the vibe.
All right.
B.
So the 6-pack. By the way, I don't know if we've said this recently at the end of last year, but if you're listening to us for the first time or you've heard about us and you're checking us out for the first time, on the 6-pack, we normally bet this as a small wager for a parlay, and then we bet unit bets or maybe multiple unit bets individually. So I normally just bet the whole thing, bet the whole lineup, and then with one unit, and then at the end, I bet like a half unit or so on the parlay. That's my kind of go-to.
At combined odds of 2406, whatever your unit is, you can do the math. My unit will clean this up really, really nice. I like it. I'm confident about this one, taking care of business. I think the toughest game is right out there in front. It's the ACC. So we get through that. I'm feeling real good.
Yeah, and when you look at these, when we're doing, if you're doing a 16 parlay, I mean, you're basically down here at 24-1.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 17-week schedule. You know what I mean? And then you have the playoffs or whatever. But if you hit one of them a year, you're cashing normally, right? You're normally good. So that's the goal: is to win a majority of the games every week, hit one or two parlays during the year, and have a great year.
Love it.
All right, closing comments or thoughts for everybody?
My closing comment: go Bears.
I see now I want to hit him with a who day, but I'm not going to do that. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. It was good to be back. It's football season again. It's DraftKings season again. We love everything about it. So we appreciate you. Catch us next week, Wednesday, 6:30-ish p.m. Eastern time. And once again, you can hit PayDirt.